Hey everybody, I hope and pray that you're doing well. Today, as we come to our word from the Word, and today that word is mindful. Mindful. It was kind of funny. This even came up in Sunday school Sunday as we were talking about. Sometimes you have to be mindful of what you pray for. Kind of that be careful what you ask for, because you might just get it. And now you might think, well, isn't that what we're supposed to do? Well, here in today, we're going to be in Judges chapter 11. We're continuing our theme of prayer and conversations with God. And this week, as Vacation Bible School is going on, if you're watching these daily, you'll be praying for that. That's 6 to 8:15 every night, praying that you can get that word out there. And man, we're looking forward to that this week. But also with that, as we're going through Judges, today we're going to deal with Jephthah. But then the rest of the week, we're going to be starting and at least being introduced to Samson's parents. And so that's where we're going to be this week on through chapter 13. So I pray you'd be reading all these passages, as always, as we go throughout the week. But today, being mindful, let's just jump right in. Judges chapter 11, verses 30 and 31. And if you go back and read from where we left off, and you see the things that's going on with Jephthah, how he got to be in power, and even how the Lord is working. But here, it's really sad, and this is where the prayers come into view. God was already going to deliver. God was already going to answer. The Spirit of the Lord was already with him, as we see in verse 29. But here he goes a little bit further, and it says, and Jephthah made a vow to the Lord and said, if you will indeed deliver the people of Ammon into my hands, then it will be that whatever comes out of the doors of my house to meet me when I return in peace from the people of Ammon shall surely be the Lord's, and I will offer it up as a burnt offering. Now, right away, if you don't know the rest of the story, there again, I encourage you to read it all so you can see how the story unfolds. But you may think, okay, well, some of the houses then, they had some animals inside. So he's thinking, okay, whatever animal comes out to greet me first, that will be who I will offer to the Lord. Now, in all actuality, that very well could have happened in their homes. It'd be like me. I used to say, man, at one point I had the dog would run away and the cat would come to me, and it was usually the other way around. And but as we're looking at this situation, if you know the story, you go down a couple verses, you see that when he arrives home, his one and only daughter is the one who comes out to greet him. And I encourage you to read that and look at it. And so this is where we have to be mindful what we ask. But I'm going to go a little further and say we need to be mindful and be very careful what we promise or declare to the Lord that we're going to do. In other words, don't make a promise that you can't keep. Don't, as we bargain with God so often. And that's essentially what he was doing here. Now, commentators argue back and forth on whether or not he thought that one of his, that he had human sacrifice in mind when he said this, and whether or not that's true or not, it doesn't pertain to what we're talking about today, because he made a promise and a vow to the Lord that he really, in his heart, he wasn't prepared to do. Now, we have to be careful what we promise in our, as I was going to say, kind of our negotiating with the Lord. Well, Lord, if you'll answer this way, if you'll do this for my favor, then in return, I'll do a favor for you. How many times have we, especially I know as in my younger days, Lord, if you'll do this, then I promise to talk to this person about you, or I promise to take church more seriously, or do what mom and dad say. And whatever the case may be, isn't it amazing how well, God, if you'll just answer this one request, then I promise to do better. But we're not ready and willing to follow through with that. So today, I guess really our challenge for today is just simply, what are you asking the Lord for first? And then what are you trying to declare to the Lord? Are you promising to do better? Is that an earnest plea to draw closer to him? Maybe spend more time in his word, spend more time in prayer, spend more time in his house and in worship with fellow believers. And is that what you're promising to do? Is it out of a heartfelt desire to do? Or is it out of, kind of an obligation of like, well, look, I want the Lord to bless me, so I'm going to do this. That's even in giving. I mean, we can give just because we know the Lord's going to bless. If we give out of obligation, we end up like that elder brother we talked about Sunday in the prodigal son story. We'll end up like the elder brother saying, well, look, I've done all this to perfection, but yet really had no loving desire to work for the Father. So today, I guess just simply, what is it that you're willing to do for the Lord? What is it that you're willing to maybe commit to the Lord? But I also say that with a word of caution. Be mindful of what you say. God bless you, and I pray you have a great, great day.